What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode, special edition of the Eskandy Sports Podcast. We are just coming back from the Biosteel All-Canadian game where Vashon decided to both blow kisses and bow and arrows.
That's what he does.
Elijah Fisher did well. Leonard Miller maybe fouled out, maybe didn't. Same thing, Caleb Swanton. Yeah. But joined here with Mr. Monday Morning himself, Wes Brown,
yes,
a.k.a. The Boss. Wes, what are your top 5 takeaways of the Biosteel All-Canadian game?
I mean, first of all, I thought the best guy for the most part was Elijah Mahi. 6'6" wing that can do it all. Great pace and decision-making. Really skilled, super skilled. You know, if you go on my Instagram and see the clips that I posted, I mean, you know, beautiful spin move, dump offs, just made a lot of plays, both as a scorer and facilitator.
And for those of us that didn't know Mahi going into the game, because he didn't play here, tell us a little bit more about where he was this season.
Yeah, I mean, he had played, you know, some of high school here, most of it, I think, and then went to Potter's House in Florida. You know, a bit unseen for people here this year, but I'm really happy he made the game because he showed out really well. And, you know, probably looking for D1 opportunities. You know, he can play in most places. I think he needs to refine his body a little more, but once that happens, he's already got blow-by ability and, you know, the athleticism to be able to compete. And if that improves on, he's got really high upside because he's just an excellent decision maker. So my kind of guy, an IQ guy that is really, really good.
Yeah, it's exciting to see too. What's your second takeaway?
Yeah, one of your favorites, Caleb. I mean, Caleb Swanton-Rodger, like he was really good. I mean, you know, he's long and lanky, but his ability to protect the rim without needing to be physical or anything like that, you know, he just, wherever he is, he can protect and help, and he covers so much ground. And also, you know, on the offensive boards and finishing dump offs. Around the rim, he's really good. You know, he's really good. So he was really impressive today. Another guy that I'm glad, you know, made the game. You know, Elijah Fisher obviously did what he does. He gets downhill and gets to the rim, and he's so strong attacking through contact. He was a star of the game for sure. Vashon Alette, I mean, you know, I love that kid. me and him just have a relationship like that. You know, he knows how much I support him. Just a hooper, so talented with the ball. You know, just 3-level scorer, gets wherever he wants on the floor, and you know was showing off today. Was in his full bag. I think he had 29, and
could you imagine having the ability to play that loose and to do showboating and to do all that stuff with Masai Ujiri just sitting right in front of him?
And not just that, like actually be effective. You know, I mean, he I don't know what he shot, but he made shots and he made plays, and he was still pretty efficient, I think, relatively. You know, he takes some. It's an all-star game, right? So he's taking some crazy shots here and there, but that's a gift. You know, that's part of what makes him so great. It doesn't matter what the stage is. He's gonna show off. You know, he's playing free, and that's a skill in itself.
Right. And is that 5 or is that?
I think that's 4.
That's 4. I think I know where your 5th one is.
All right,
let me throw you a lob.
Okay.
Camp Slaymaker?
No, I mean, look, he got hot there for a bit. I mean, Tierno really got hot there late. Yeah. He was excellent late. I mean, look, I know what his upside is. I mean, he's got NBA upside. You know, he's about 7 feet, maybe 6'11", something like that, and you know, can handle the ball. Yeah. Showed some of his footwork. Can shoot, can post up and fade away from, you know, the short corners, can shoot threes. Super talented guy. So he was really impressive in the second half there as well.
But you'd say probably the majority of those guys in there D1 worthy?
Oh, worthy for sure.
Yeah.
I would think all of them are D1 worthy.
Yeah.
It's whether or not we can find opportunities for them. You know, it's been really tough with the transfer market, but I think things are going to start opening up because a lot of these low and mid-major teams are losing their guys to higher levels. So they're going to know in the next, you know, month or less what they're looking for. And it's a really easy sell for me because I love a lot of the kids in that game, and they're winners, to be honest. And they're good and capable, and wherever they get opportunity, I think they're going to succeed for the most part. So so there was a lot of talent, and I think they're D1 worthy for sure.
All that talent, and sitting in the second row is Shaden Sharp, who had a couple of things gone differently this year. He could have been in that game as well.
For sure, yeah. I mean, look, he probably made the smart decision long term to go to Kentucky. He's sitting out, and he's still going to be drafted probably in the top 10 or in the lottery at worst, I would think.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's honestly, he's been smart about what he's done, because it looks like it's going to work out for him.
Right. So that's our top 5 takeaways. We're gonna double this up. So this is gonna turn into a longer podcast now. But Wes, if you want to sign off for your friends over on YouTube, Monday Morning Scouting Report, go check it out.
What I say? Check out my Instagram, Wes B Brown, my Twitter at Wes Blair Brown, and stay tuned for my YouTube, youtube.com/Wes Brown Scouting.
Yeah, don't worry. We're gonna turn this part into the longer podcast. That part probably won't make your video. But now we're here, long form conversations. We don't have to really go too quickly on any of these topics. So, who would you say maybe was the biggest winner of the weekend in terms of maybe stock value goes up a little bit, or maybe change some opinions, or
I mean, a few guys.
Also, doesn't have to be your specific opinion, but maybe in the eyes of other people, like maybe he exemplified something that you were talking about earlier and helped him out, or doesn't have to be just in your context.
Yeah, I mean, I wrote down some notes from yesterday. I mean, I think Mburu Mara, forget the dunk contest. Before that, I was really impressed. I mean, he made one move. He pumped, drew 2 defenders, dribbled, had enough pace to stop on a dime and dump off for a dunk. Like, that was a really high-level play that really stood out. And when guys make plays like that, that, as a scout, you're looking to make sure they have the capacity to do things. It's not just what they can do. It's can he think the game at that high level, and that was a really high-level play. And he was really good, I thought, in a lot of things yesterday. He didn't play as well in the game today, but you see his athleticism. He cleared 6'10" guys easily. Yeah. So he has really, really high upside. Right. And it's funny, he had this like high major label coming in, and his handle's a little raw still, but his upside and his athleticism are through the roof.
How if Leonard is kind of the prize of the class, do you think the gap shrunk there with Mara? Because I saw him a completely different light this weekend as well. Yeah. Like I think you're the scout, not me. But for me, I don't think the gap is that huge in terms of what Mara is capable of doing at the next level as well. Not NBA, but
he's super athletic. Yeah. Like maybe he's a better athlete. Yeah. He doesn't have the same footwork and things like that, skill set. But look, high school scouting, man, you don't know who's going to pan out, right? And it's just about going to the right situation. Yeah. So is he in the mix? For sure. I mean, a guy I love, Osei Okoji. Like, I think he's in the mix. If he goes to the right place and develops, I think he can make the NBA. I'm the only person in the world that thinks that maybe. Maybe Osei believes it for sure. But, so you don't know which one of these guys is going to go to the right situation and get the right development and be put in the right role. Right. And maybe one of them becomes just a 3-and-D guy that's just so elite at it. And that's what Mara can already do is he can be a great shooter. Yeah. He's really got a player's mentality. He imposes himself on the game. And defensively, oh my God, he's spectacular. Yeah. Like if you put him on the opposing team's best wing scorer, and a lot of the times teams struggle with, a 6'4" plus wing scorer. Look at DeMar DeRozan. Yeah. Who can guard DeMar DeRozan? Nobody. Yeah. He's the type of guy that will guard guys like that in college that can be a real stud on both ends of the floor.
I swear, sometimes I look at him and I feel like his resting arms are like touching his ankles.
Oh, I mean? Crazy wingspan, man.
Just
crazy.
so athletic. And I'm gonna do a victory lap real quick. You mentioned Caleb Swanton-Rodgers. Very, very happy.
Yeah, that's your favorite player. Yeah,
he's one of my favorite players. And just the defense came out today in the Biosteel game.
For sure.
A couple questionable calls, I would say.
Honestly, just don't call the fouls. Yeah. If you can, unless there's an obvious bump, just don't call it. Right. It's an all-star game.
What'd you think of Jimmy James, another guy that was in the States this year?
Yeah, I mean, he's really intriguing. Again, a guy that needs refinement, but talent-wise and athleticism-wise, he's got a shot. Yeah. I mean, he's definitely a high major type athlete, and he's got ball skills, and I know he's got vision, and he can really dance with it, and he's explosive. But his decision making needs work. And I can see in a setting like this, I think he's a little too inclined to go try to make all-star plays rather than just make the right play. And that's kind of what stood out about Elijah Mahi was that he was able to just let the game come to him, and not try to force it and score within the offense and make the right play. So
it looks like he shoots out of a cannon whenever he gets onto the court. Like he is just on 11. It looks like whenever he's on. Mahi? No, Jimma.
Oh, Jimma. Yeah. No, he is. Yeah,
issues.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, no, he's very athletic and looking to impose himself on the game. But yeah, again, a guy that has that upside athletically and physically, and I know he has really good ball skills and really good vision. So we'll see, if he goes to the right situation, what ends up happening.
So let's back up and talk about Biosteel as a whole, the whole process. You're obviously involved in various levels of it. How difficult was it to narrow down the roster to 24?
I mean, it's tough, man. And I feel bad. I'm someone that nobody believed in when I started and, just wanted to prove people wrong. And maybe if people said, hey, Wes, like your basketball opinions are really good. Like you're really, really valid. Like, maybe I wouldn't be in the position that I'm in, so I feel really bad for those kids that deserve it. And there's probably a dozen more guys that could have been in that game.
Yeah.
So it's really difficult.
Yeah.
And there were tiebreakers. So it's tough. And I see these kids so often and probably like to my own detriment. You see them in every light.
Yeah.
Like a guy like Keontae Beals late in the season was spectacular. It's like, do I wish he was in the game? Like maybe, a few other guys that stand out, like, what's his name on Pierre Mukandila was a borderline guy. Probably just missed it.
Yeah.
Jaden Witter-Watts just missed it. Braden O'Connor probably just missed it.
Yeah.
Like, look, man, like it's one vote here or there that decides it. There were six of us this year, and usually there's way more. But there were just 6 of us this year, so what it is. But for the guys who, it's tough, but for the guys who don't make it, I hope that, they use it as motivation, and that might end up being the motivation that they needed to be better than the guys that made the game that think they're big time.
Yeah. And a free pass to tell you I told you so if they ever, make it out of this and come back being a big time player and be like, see, Wes?
Yeah.
And I know you would take that right on the chin.
I hope so. I hope so. Like, honestly, I would take it for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would take it. It is what it is.
It's the best thing to be wrong about, I guess, in this regard is that
for sure.
we had so many good players that
for sure
things happen one way. What part of the weekend do you think was most telling? Because the game itself is more so exhibition.
Yeah.
Right. Did you learn anything maybe in the skills competition or like the practice, the open practices, or the scrimmages beforehand?
Well, I think a lot of it tells like their mentality. It's funny. Like I was sitting with Osei's dad, and he's talking about it. He's trying to get him to play selfish in a game that's an All-Star game, which is,
it's one way to do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's in a lot of the guys because they're the talent of their team, and they're the ones that have to score. So, and he's trying to play the right way and stuff. So I think that mentality, it's just funny. It's just another, because, when you scout guys, it's really good to see them in different settings.
Right.
And so, when you see, United Scholastic and they have all these guys, you can see where their mentality is when they play together. But when they're in a different setting, and you put Leonard Miller on their team, are they still the alpha?
Right.
Or are they deferring to a guy like him?
Right.
So it's interesting. And like, honestly, I would just say it was a lot of like validation of guys' mentalities, or what I thought for the most part what was guys' mentality, and again, a guy like Mahi, who it's in him to make the right plays, and he was showing off a little, but it's in him to make the right plays. And, is it in you to be that type of guy? Right.
How nerve-wracking was it judging the dunk contest?
Oh man, that was a little nerve-wracking. Like that, but on both sides.
Here, let me start it off by saying, because people are like, and I know how these kids are thinking and stuff like that, and they're gonna say, well, Toby's dunks weren't as good as everyone else's dunks. The fact that Toby is dunking,
for sure.
There's the majority, 95% of the WNBA doesn't dunk. Right. So you want to talk about maybe like genetics or the difference between males and females or whatever. The fact that she's there and she had what, 4 or 5 different dunks. It wasn't just the same dunk over and over again. She got the reverse. She did the breakfast serve. She did, obviously, the off ones. The alley-oops. Like, that is impressive.
For sure.
So I think the fact that it ended the way it did was justified.
No, for sure. I mean, we couldn't have given it to either of them. We had to give it to both. I mean, what she did was incredible. You know, I mean, the reverse stood out the most to me.
Wes's phone just decided to.
My phone's just making noises.
Phone?
I don't know what's going on.
Is that you guys complaining through Wes's phone?
It's not on, man.
Oh, he got it.
Got it.
But yeah, it was impressive.
Yeah, well, what Toby did was really impressive. I would say the most impressive was probably that reverse. But, you know, showing that you can do it in all those ways is like different ways of coordination. Like the reverse, the alley-oop, you know, you can jump off with the ball. You can jump off without the ball. You know, you can get the hang time to reverse it.
Yeah.
I've never seen a girl do anything like that.
Let alone, she's not even that exceptionally tall. What is she, like 6'2",
No, I think
6'3"?
Yeah, I think it's something like that.
Which is like, again, how many 6'2", 6'3" guards on your team?
She's just like really light on her feet.
Yeah.
You know, and maybe Aaliyah Edwards or someone else could have dunked in the past, but like that would have been difficult for her. You know, whoever it was. I think maybe I saw one other girl in the past, but I mean, it's unbelievable. You know, she's in the 0.0000001% of women who can dunk. And on the other side, I mean, Mara cleared 3 6'10" plus guys easily. Like there was room, and usually you see they're like pushing guys' heads down, you know, and like, you know, hitting them, and he did it easily. So that was like, for me, it was an easy. I had to give them both 10s. It was what it was. Yeah, you know.
He cleared 2 of them really easily. The third one, the guy at the end closest to the net started moving, and he hit Mara. Mara did not hit him. Yeah, I guess my camera angle kind of exposes that, but it's not Mara's. But like I have stills of him just easily. Like you could have put probably even like Shaq there, and he probably would have cleared Shaq.
Man, he is a crazy athlete. Crazy, you know. He's special.
What now? So Biosteel kind of unofficially marks the end of high school basketball. Like there's nothing left, right? It's done.
Yeah, the AAU season begins.
Yeah, so now it's on to AAU. So what things are you looking for in the AAU season? Are you still have a couple of the seniors that are going to be playing this summer. So how do you split up your time? What are you looking for? What do you do?
Man, I need a break.
Yeah.
I'm going to Hoop Summit in Portland, Nike Hoop Summit, this coming week, tomorrow actually.
Yep.
Monday, was it April 4th?
Something like that.
So I'll be in there for the week. So far, I think we only have Leonard Miller there as a Canadian, but we'll see if there's any more. But really good opportunity to talk with NBA execs and see a lot of the top prospects, both on America side and the top international guys. Valuable for me because I can write reports for 2 levels, for college and for NBA. And then AAU begins, I know, like right away. I mean, I know the UIBL stuff, like the UPlay guys are going to be playing in Orlando April 8th to 10th. So that starts right away. I'm going to take a bit of a break and then probably go to Indiana April 22nd to 24th, I believe.
Okay.
There'll be an UIBL session and then just start, whatever's here is happening. Go to, we got to end the summer, you got Jane and Finch, which is one of the most fun tournaments there is here. I'll have to hit all 3 circuits, Nike, Under Armour, Adidas, and, try to at least see all the AU teams practice and stuff like that here. Right. But it's more of the same, it's just the kids are in one format and now you take some of the guys there, and they're in this different format. But still doing the same thing and trying to see everyone and, contacting guys and trying to sell my service, and we're building, baby. That's it. Yeah,
we are. Listen, Wes, you got to catch a flight in not even 12 hours. I got to hit the road, got to get to Buffalo. So this one's going to be a little bit shorter, but Biosteel, very impressive. And we got a lot more work to do.
It's only up from here.
Thank you guys for watching and listening to the Eskandy Sports Podcast. Make sure to subscribe. 1K by May is the goal. It's April.
Let's go.
It's cutting it close.
Let's go.
I hope we can get it. Guys, check out Wes on the Monday Morning Scouting Report on YouTube, youtube.com/Wes B Scouting. Wes Brown Scouting. I should know that. Mm-hmm. Great videos, great content coming out. Let's see if we can get one of these reels viral again.
Yes, sir.
And, I guess I could have asked you about OUA, but I'm tired. You're tired. Let's get out of here.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, guys. Bye.
Thanks.